I'm sorry. How long have you been here? Well, since you're here, I have a story to tell you. And that's the story of what it took to get that final push on Guitarmageddon's twin-turbo ZL1 to take it from the 9.4 or so that it was running all the way into the 8s and take the ZL1 record. Not once, but twice. We've gone through 2 seasons with this build, pushing it a little bit further every time. Well, we decided at the end of this season we were really going to push the balls off of it. And so what did we do? We turned that thing up. I want to talk about the latest journey, which was about 2 weeks ago, where we decided we're really going to turn this damn thing up. Like, going to go balls to the wall, and if it breaks, it breaks.
If it dies, it dies.
If it dies, it dies. What we decided to do was bring it in. We baselined it. It baselined at 922, which is a little bit down from what we were expecting, but I cleaned up a couple things on it that had changed with the weather, or maybe, I don't know, couplers blown off, or some stupid shit. Anyway, we cleaned it up. It made like 950, and then we started pushing it further. And that's when the issues arose.
We'll probably check it. 1 turn of boost, whatever that equals. I heard it open that gate.
1002.
I like the belt. I'm gonna have to bump that gate for more boost. How much boost was that?
255 kVA.
That's a bit. 22-ish. 23.
The low side's dropping out. We're not making full pulls right now.
So we didn't see it, but the belt for the Extreme DI fuel system came off. Now that has really nothing to do with Extreme DI. It was more so our one-off system. The Extreme DI fuel system works. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Extreme DI fuel system is a secondary high side. So a lot of times people will add a secondary low side, so you basically double your fuel volume. But the high side was one of the things that people run into where they just hit this hard limit and you have meth injection or port injection. And while we have the car set up for port injection, Extreme DI reached out to us, and we ended up being able to use their system and create one specifically for the Hellion turbo system. And this actually worked out really well because it gave us the fuel to turn it up. But it still gave us some problems because it was in the research and development phase of it, and the belt kept on coming off.
Belt came off.
So unfortunately, it wasn't until like 5 pulls later that we realized the belt came off. I was making half pulls because there was no fuel needed for the higher boost. So I was losing my mind. And I kept on thinking low side's dropping out, but really it was the high side that was dropping out. And plus a boost spike that it was just doing stupid shit. Just stupid shit. And like, I'm losing my mind over this because I can only get to like 4,500 RPMs before it was just breaking up. And yeah, I was not a happy camper at this point. And thank God Josh said something that the belt broke, because my mind just wasn't like focused on that particular aspect of it, thinking that the belt's been good this entire time. Why the hell is this happening? So we fixed the belt. And then it came off again. Like, seriously. Well, I did get it back on, and I got it to stay on for a couple pulls then. But then it started misfiring on cylinder 2. And of course, because it's a turbo system, a top mount turbo system, there are like very hot pipes in the way. So I couldn't exactly change the spark plugs. I'm thinking, I might have melted a spark plug. I decided, you know what, I'm going to come in on Saturday. We're trying to make a track rental on Sunday. I'm going to come in on Saturday, and I'm going to pull it apart while it's cold, and we're going to see something obvious, and everything is going to be hunky-dory. And man, was I wrong. So that morning comes, and I reach into cylinder 2. This was a hard cylinder to get to, and I didn't want to take the downpipe off. But I reach in there, and I get the spark plug out, and I mean, I was like Gumby. It was kind of crazy. And I can't see anything wrong with the spark plug. I'm like, this spark plug's perfect. Why is it misfiring on cylinder 2? And so I think, well, what the heck, I'll just replace the wire. So I replaced the wire, but I had to use an LS wire because I just didn't have anything in stock. I just couldn't find the LT wires. Apparently, they were showing up on Monday, so I didn't have any in stock to work with. And I used an LS wire. I had to relocate the coil in order to get the wire to reach, but it seemed to work okay. I put it on, start making a really good clean pull. I'm like, hell yeah, brother! And then, fuck! The belt comes off again! So now I'm really upset because now this belt is coming off, and I don't have any solution for the belt. We're trying to tighten it up. It's got a manual tensioner on it, and we're trying to tighten it up. We're trying to like loosen it. We're trying to find the Goldilocks area where it was. It was like in a good area because it stayed on for such a long time, and now I'm having like issue after issue with this damn thing. Well, I get the belt back on, and I'm noticing a couple misfires, so I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to let it cool down a little bit more. I'm going to pull the downpipe off, and I'm going to just check all of the spark plugs. Well, I check all of the spark plugs, and they seem okay. Like, and but I broke one of the wires, so I had to put another LS wire on because the LT wires weren't coming until Monday. So there are 2 used LS wires on this thing right now, and I put it back together. And now I've got some hard misfiring on cylinder 2, and the fucking belt flies off again. And at that point, I was just like, I am done. It is 10:30 at night. I've spent my entire Saturday working on the car. I cannot get this car ready. I gave Nick the bad news that I will not have your car ready for this track rental. And at that point, I'm thinking, I'm going to lose Nick as a customer because I can't get it ready. But I have nothing more to give at this point. Like I had blisters on my hands because I kept on trying to sneak in through this downpipe, and it was very hot, so burning my hands. You can still see that, you know, some of it's still there a couple weeks later. Like it was, I was fed up, and I couldn't do it. Like not in the time period that we were trying to like squeeze this in. So it's like, son of a bitch, it's over. Probably gonna lose him as a customer. He's probably gonna go to another shop, and you know, it's gonna be kind of like shitty. Probably gonna be over something stupid, really stupid. Well, luckily he stuck with it because during the next week, we knew that to diagnose the misfire, first we needed to get this belt taken care of. So we get this belt taken care of. And I had to do some crazy ass slow motion video to figure out why the hell the belt was jumping. And if you look at this really slow motion video, you can see that the belt starts basically vibrating. It's like the frequency got so crazy that the belt started kind of like whipping around, like whiplash, and it would eventually just fly off the front of the pulley. And it was crazy because seeing that, I'm like, damn, I mean, there's a decent bit of travel there going from the crank pulley up to the DI pump. Well, I thought, how the hell are we going to resolve this? And I remember going into the office because I just had this bright idea. I mean, it was a wonderfully bright idea. and I'm taking credit for it because it was actually my idea. And I walked into the office, I'm like, guys, I think I know how to fix Nick's belt issue. And the guys all started laughing at me, being like, oh my god, here we go. Holy shit. Like, they're probably thinking I'm going to tell them to put an interchiller on it or something, but I said, let's take these pulleys, let's get an idler here and see if the idler will stop the vibration of this belt. And I remember Alex and Eric basically looking at each other and being like, that's a good idea. That could actually work. And so we did that. We took an idler, two idler pulleys actually, because we did some crazy belt wrap stuff, got a new belt on, actually had we were able to get something in stock like real quick from Pep Boys. It brought it right on over for us, and it seemed to work. We got it back on the dyno, found that the belt wrap was working perfect. Under another slow motion video, because I wanted to see the before and after, the belt doesn't vibrate at all. It is stable now. We finally have a stable belt after a couple belt issues that just got so much worse. Now we have a belt that's staying on perfectly. Thank God. But we still have a misfiring cylinder too. Well, this was easy to do because then Eric was there. Eric pulled it off. Now this is one of those LS wires that I put on. He pulled off the LS wire and noticed that there's two slits. There were two very small slits in the LS wire that Mike gave me. So Mike, it's all Mike's fault. We replaced that one wire, made one pull on the dyno, 1105 rear wheel horsepower, and we said, let's go to the track. Well, thanks for watching. You guys made it through the video. I hope you guys learned something about the struggles that happen behind the scenes. And well, because I know you guys stayed with it, the very next video here is going to be actually me at the track with Nick, getting ready to run that second record-setting pass, the 877, and some of the little struggles that we had there in order to make it happen. So thank you guys for watching again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and definitely check back on Friday because, well, that's when the next video comes out. Adios, guys.